everybody. I'm Cliff Matthews, and welcome to BASE, Building Authentic Self-Esteem. You've taken a very important decision, maybe one of the most important decisions of your life. I just want to give you a little bit of introduction into the workings of BASE as a concept as well as a program. So there are 7 modules dealing with different aspects of self-esteem. Firstly, we'll talk about self-esteem as a concept. Then we will look into understanding self and knowing the self as a way of really coming to grips with self-esteem, because self-knowledge is a really critical and important part, an aspect of building good self-esteem. The third module is about values, and for me, probably the most critical module of all. It's been quite interesting that over the last year or so, even more, the people who have pushed goal setting as a concept have switched. Many of them have switched. The icons of the motivation industry and the self-development industry have switched from goal setting to value setting and values clarification. Values define a purpose, they define a mission, and they define a very important aspect of our life's success and meaning going forward. The fourth module deals with goal setting, but very briefly, and it deals with it in a way that allows you to link your goals and your values so that they're not in conflict with each other. You may achieve wonderful things, but internally and inside, you achieve. Research has shown over the years that if you achieve your goals at the expense of your belief systems, you do yourself injustice. You don't feel as good about yourself as you could and should. So we're going to look in the goal setting exercise how it links with your belief systems and set purposeful and meaningful goals. Module 5 deals with the relationships, the tricky and intricate manner of relationships, and relationships in all aspects of our lives, with partners, with colleagues, with children, with our parents. The 6th chapter is a chapter which talks about building resilience. I define resilience as bounce back ability, the ability to get up when the going gets tough. And let's face it, the last 6 months have been extremely tough for everybody. So we will deal with resistance, and we will give you tools and ways of dealing and enhancing the resilience that you may already have. Each module has 5 basic aspects to it. 1, text, which will allow you to understand the concepts that we're talking about. A video, just to broaden and explain exactly what's going to happen in the module. And then a voice note. And the voice note is optional, but I urge you, the voice notes are stories that help us understand and give examples to each of the modules. They're not very long, and they are stories of my life and from my life, which has been interesting, I have to tell you. And they will give you some insight into the application and the experience that you will read about in the module. Then you will take a survey, and each survey is a measurement of your particular status in each of the modules. In other words, how good is your self-esteem? How much do you know yourself? How much more do you want to know yourself? How resilient are you? And what are your relationships? How are your relationships doing at the moment? And finally, there's a chapter which sums up everything and is a summary. There is also action plan and an assignment on each of the modules. For those of you who have chosen to have the 45-minute session with me, please be sure to schedule that appointment the moment you've completed the module, so that we can spend that time actively and insightfully dealing with whatever questions and concerns you may have. I'm here to support you and to guide you when needed and when necessary. Please make use of that time very effectively. And here's the start of the journey to a successful and meaningful life. I'm Cliff Matthews, and I can't wait to see you inside the program.